What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How you doing today? Hope you're excited. Today, we're going over something a little bit different. We're going to be going over the top 5 young guns I'm looking forward to keeping tabs on heading into the next NHL season. Now, typically, this would be the top 5 trending young guns video, but there's not really a ton of young guns trending right now in the month of August. It's kind of the absolute dead month for hockey cards right now. Definitely should have another top 5 trending young guns coming in the month of September, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And if you guys are brand new to the channel, if you do me a favor, please consider subscribing. It's completely free. You can change your mind at any time. Drop a like on this video if you did enjoy. Leave a comment down below who you're interested to watch heading into next season. What young guns do you think are going to go up or down next season? My list isn't the right list. It's just my list. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, our sports cards. And once, like every single video, we'll be using Sport Card Investor graphs, PSA 10 young guns in US dollars. Not a sponsor or anything, just using their charts. All right, kick off list here at number 5. Players could be on this list for many different reasons, but it's pretty obvious the reason this guy is on this list. It's going to be Patrick Laine of the Montreal Canadiens. That's pretty crazy to say. I'm actually recording this a couple hours after the Laine trade. And as a Habs fan, still processing it all. I've never been really a huge Laine fan. The skill's always been there, but he's never really had that drive. I've never been a huge Laine fan up to this point. Do I think he can turn around? Yes. I'm interested to see how he does on the Habs. Got a lot of young talent up front. I think he has a chance to succeed next year, and his cards have already started to go up in value now. I can only imagine what's going to happen if he starts to perform well during the season as well. Take a look at this graph. Because of the crazy Montreal market, he basically doubled in value his young guns overnight, because as you can see, one sold July 25th for $52 US. One recently sold just today, 104 US. That's a pretty big increase. If he does perform well, I could see this young guns growing even more, getting a lot of people behind the Laine hype. If it doesn't work out well, it could also drop very dramatically, go right back down to $50. This one could go either way, and that's why it's on this list, because I think it's going to be exciting to watch what Laine can do. It looks like he's going to slot in on that second line with Alex Newhook and Kirby Dach. That would be my guess. I would assume they're going to keep Slavkovsky, Suzuki, and Caulfield together. You never know, though. He should be a big part of that power play, having him on that right side. Obviously, they have Caulfield too, so it's going to be interesting to see what the Habs do with their power play. The main reason I think Laine struggled so much in Columbus is because he just wasn't able to stay healthy. He hasn't played a full 82-game season since 2018-2019, his third full season in the NHL. If he can get back to playing every single night, I think Laine has a chance to score 40, maybe even 50 goals as absolute upside. Now, what am I expecting? I'm probably expecting more like 30 goals. If he scored 30 goals, I'd be happy. We get a second-round pick as well, and we take the cap hit. It's only 2 years long. I'd be happy if he potted 30, as long as he's contributing, as long as it looks like he's making an effort out there. I like this move a lot as a Habs fan, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Laine out there on the ice. All right, up next, number 4 is going to be someone on this list for kind of a different reason. It's someone whose young guns went down last year, and I'm interested to see how he can rebound this year. It's Tim Stutz of the Ottawa Senators. Now, the Ottawa Senators were expected to be competing for a playoff spot last season. That just simply did not happen, and I think those expectations are back again this season. I think Ottawa Senators fans expect this team to be competing for a playoff spot. Now, is that going to happen? I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. If it is going to happen, Tim Stützle needs to be, I think, the spark plug of this offense. I think he's the heart and soul of this Ottawa Senators offense behind Brady Tkachuk. I think Brady Tkachuk, of course, is the guy. But Tim Stützle needs to be at least a point per game, I think, if this Ottawa Senators team is going to compete. And if he is a point per game, I think his young guns could increase in value, and I'm excited to see what happens. Take a look at his graph here. You can see his young guns kind of all over the place. Had a low point over the last month at 67 US, a high point of 150 US. Now, I do think that 150 US is a spike sale. Not really close to anything else here on this graph. But yeah, I think Stützle is actually a decent buying candidate heading into next season, because he's still got all that offensive upside, and this Ottawa Senators team has to turn around at some point. I don't know if it's going to be this year, but if it is this year, Stützle is going to be a part of it. And yeah, I kind of like Stützle as a buying candidate. Now, looking at his stats, Tim Stützle has proven he can be a point-per-game guy, and I think there's a 100-point season coming at some point in Stützle's career. I don't think it's going to be this year, but at some point in his career, I think he's going to score 100 points. I think he's capable of that, and he put up these totals on not great Ottawa teams. I'm not saying this Ottawa team heading into next year is any different. Like it's roughly still the same offensive-wise. He added in guys like David Perron to try and bolster the lineup a little bit. But yeah, anyways, I think Stützle eventually is going to get 100 points. Why not be next season? Up next, number 3 on this list is going to be someone who's actually kind of on this list for a similar reason to Stützle. It's going to be Jack Hughes of the New Jersey Devils. Now, Jack Hughes and Tim Stützle have a similar situation, but Jack Hughes has had that playoff experience, while Tim Stützle has it. The Devils, they should have been a playoff team. On paper last year, they should have been a playoff team, and they weren't. They disappointed. While Ottawa, they were hopeful for a playoff spot. They, on paper, probably shouldn't have been a playoff team, while the Devils should have. And now that they've had goaltending with Jacob Markstrom and Jake Allen, and I think Jack Hughes is ready to take that next step. I think Jack Hughes has a chance to be one of the best players in the NHL next year, and I'm really excited to watch him play and see what his cards do. The thing with Jack Hughes is, since he's such a big name in hockey already, with him and Quinn, and of course Luke coming in as well, his cards are already pretty priced in. As you can see, they're around 200 US at the low point. One spike sale looks like went for 300 US, so he's already kind of in that upper tier of young guns. I would say he's kind of like around like the Marner range, where he's in like the elite player category, while a guy like Stützle, for example, is not to that category yet, but I think could get there. So he is priced in a little bit, so he would really have to have like an MVP type season to really gain substantial value, I would say, or the Devils would have to go on a playoff run. But I think he is capable of that. He's a first overall pick. I really like Jack Hughes heading into next season, and I'm excited to see how this goes. If everyone's able to stay healthy in this Devils offense, I'm very confident in saying I think Jack Hughes will be at least a point per game minimum, and he definitely has a chance to score 100 points heading into the next season. Yeah, I like Jack Hughes a lot. I think the Devils are going to be a fascinating team to watch, and I'm excited. All right, up next at number 2, I figured a lot of people watching this video would have guessed that this guy's going to be on this list, but they probably would have guessed he was going to be number 1. It's going to be Conor Bard. Of course, I'm excited to see what happens with Bedard's cards next season, heading into his second full NHL season. Hopefully, he can stay healthy this time around. Hopefully, he can improve on his rookie season, where he did take home the Calder Trophy, and Chicago should be a little better. It seems like they're trying to do an accelerated rebuild, sort of. Now, I don't expect them to make playoffs just yet, but with those new offensive weapons, that could definitely help Bedard's case. And yeah, it's all, for the next couple of years, it's going to be always interesting to watch Bedard's cards and see what they do. Looking at Bedard's graph, I don't know if you guys noticed this. Look how many more sales there were on Bedard's graph compared to everybody else's. Looks like he sold for a high point of 928 US. We'll see if that can go up next season, depending on how he plays. We'll see if it goes down. Maybe he really struggles in his sophomore season. Maybe he gets in a sophomore slump and his cards decrease a bit. Now, I think that's unlikely, because I think a lot of people are going to give him the benefit of the doubt, being such a generational talent and everything. But yeah, either way, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Bedard. Take a look at his stats from last year. 61 points in 68 games. I think is totally capable of scoring at a point per game pace this next season. Not much more to say with Bedard here. I'm just excited to watch him play, watch him grow as a player, and yeah, see what Chicago can get done this season. All right, coming in at number 1 is without a doubt the card I am most excited to watch heading in the next season. It is going to be Alex Ovechkin's Young Guns, because he is currently only 41 goals away from the all-time NHL goal record, and Alex Ovechkin has scored 41 goals numerous times in his career. Now, last season, he did take that step backwards, so if he repeats what he did last year, he will not reach that mark. But if we get to, like, the third quarter of the season and he already scored 30 goals, we're going to have a lot of people watching in Ovechkin to see if he can break that record next season. And if he does come close to or breaks that record next season, I think his cards could go through the roof. Of course, with Ovechkin's PSA 10 Young Guns, they are more of a high-end card. As you can see, they're around $4,000 US to get a PSA 10 Alex Ovechkin Young Guns. One of the most desired cards in hockey. Wish I had one, but overall, just looking at his stats here, you can see last season he only potted 31 goals, so he's going to have to score 10 goals to tie the record, 10 goals more to tie the record, or 11 goals more to beat the record. I think he's capable of it, but obviously with his age, players tend to trend downwards, not upwards, so it's unlikely, but if anyone was going to do it, it'd be Alex Ovechkin, and I'm excited to see it next season. Yeah, thank you all so much for watching another video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, drop a like on this video if you did enjoy, comment down below who you have on your list. It's just my list. My list isn't the right list. Let me know your list down in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.